So, Gravity Falls is over. After a few years of being on and just being a very awesome show, it's finally over. And like I said in my other video, while I'm kind of sad to see it go, I can understand why it is going. So, with it gone, there are still a lot of mysteries that have not been solved on there. Just some of them are big and some of them are just kind of small. But whatever the case, there are still some mysteries that haven't been told or anything like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and make a video about that, and I have them all listed right here and a couple other things on this note. So the first one, which is a big one, is Dipper's real name. Now, people said that they saw it at the very end on the credits. Yeah, it wasn't it. People were saying that, because it was a tree and it had Mabel's love interest, like Mabel plus Gabe and things crossed out and all that, and people said it had Mabel plus Abel on it and a heart. Nope, it said Mabel plus Mabel. If you look a little harder, you can see another M on there. I don't quite get that. I think it's supposed to symbolize that Mabel kind of accepted she didn't need a summer romance, so that's what I think it pretty much meant. But that Dipper's name wasn't in there. It wasn't mentioned at all. But on the thing that aired a few days before Weird Again in Part 3, I forgot what it was called, but I think Between the Lines, but Alex said that it sounds similar to Mabel, I think, or is similar to Mabel, one of those, but it wasn't still mentioned in there. So I guess it could be Abel, but Abel? I don't even know if that's a name. It's weird. So Dipper's name still remains a mystery. I think it's probably going to always remain a mystery, like Springfield on The Simpsons, or what Arnold's last name is on Hey Arnold, things like that. It's probably just always going to remain a mystery. So we don't know Dipper's last name, and we probably never will. What Stanford saw in the portal. What did he see all those years when he was in there? What did he go through? He obviously probably went through tons of other universes and all, so what did he do there? All we really know is that he got that Infinity Saudi dice. That's all. We really don't know anything else. I mean, who knows what he saw? I mean, what if he went into the Rick and Morty universe? Because if they did want to do that crossover, they could go and meet each other and they'd be like, whoa, and just hug, and everyone else would be like, just not knowing what's going on. So we don't know what's in the portal, and I heard it could be explained in something else. I don't really know, but so we'll just have to look forward to see what if he did see other stuff in it. Next is what's under Stanford Sweater. We didn't really get to see anything under there, and that one I didn't really know, because I did see some people mentioning that, and I didn't really get that one. I was like, he just has nipples and stuff. So I don't know what he's hiding under a sweater. I guess just maybe other gadgets and stuff. Who knows? But let's see. I really don't have anything else to say about that one. The baby scene in A Tale of Two Stands. A lot of people are debating who that baby was. Some people are saying that baby was Sherman, the grandparent. But if you do the math, it doesn't make any sense at all. That scene takes place in about 1970. That means he would be around 40 years old today, 45. But when Gravity Falls takes place in 2012, he would be 42. There aren't a lot of 42-year-old grandpas out there. I mean, Dipper and Mabel's dad and mom would have to had kids when they were about 13 or so. It's just that baby had to be Dipper and Mabel's father. It had to be. Just, it wouldn't make any sense for it to be Sherman. I mean, from what I know, both Ford and Stanley were born in the Earth. So it just doesn't make any sense to me. It's just, if you do it for, it just makes more sense if it's Dipper's father, because that's where the math makes a lot more sense. He would be around 40 years old, and having two 12-year-olds who are almost 13, and having had kids when he was about 29 or so, so it just makes a lot more sense. It has to be their dad. It's not Sherman, and we're probably never going to see Sherman or even hear about him. A lot of people are saying that he might be the GOAT Gompers, but yeah, that didn't come out to be, so who knows. Next is, where is Blendin? I talked about this in my last video, and he just disappeared. He was in Weird Again Part 1. He said, I gotta get out of time, whatever, and he just went and disappeared and never came back. Where'd he go? I heard one person said that he went back in time to try and stop Bill, but he only got possessed, so that's why he was in their time to begin with. But so far we don't know if that's true. It's only a little theory someone came with, but it's so weird that he didn't come after, or maybe just to go and with Dipper and Mabel's birthday or anything like that. It's weird that we didn't see him again, because like I said, Time Baby was supposed to come again, but he didn't, so who knows. But I guess that theory could be true, because it does sort of kind of make sense, because he has little goggles on, and they won't be able to see his eyes, so he was the best candidate. So I guess it could be true, but it still doesn't make too much sense to me. Zeus's dad. This isn't really that much of a big one, but we still don't know much about Zeus's dad, except that he loved him years ago. So I guess we're probably never going to know about that, and he's probably never going to go and visit Zeus, I'm guessing, and just went and straight up left him. So that's a great message, but I guess it is supposed to be go and say that Zeus just accepting that he's not going to see his father too much in his life, so, and now that he's the owner of the Mystery Shack, he's just got adult responsibilities now, so he just doesn't have time to go and see his dad all the time anymore. So I guess they don't really have to go and do something like that. It's a very little one, so they don't really have to focus on his dad that much. The President's Key. This was given to Dipper by President Trumby or whatever his name was, and it was never used again, not once. It was barely even mentioned. I think it made like 1 or 2 cameos after that, and other than that, it wasn't really seen. I mean, some person made a theory that the key would be used on the keyhole guy, but it never was. So the president was seen during the credits of the last episode on his horse and looking onto a horizon, but that doesn't have to do anything with the president's key, really. We don't really know what it had to do with it, but we probably will never know with that too. Okay, let's see, what else? Robbie CD. Yeah, this one was mentioned in another episode, or not an episode, but someone's video, and it wasn't really explained where he got the music from or anything, or the CD, but just from what it looked like, the CD, it looked like something that just Robbie himself would have, because he's into all the gothic stuff, emo, whatever, and just it has a skull on it, so you think this would have been his, but then it also had some cobwebs on it, so you think it might have been sitting somewhere for years on end, so I don't think it's really that big of a deal, but who knows where he could have gotten it. Maybe it's just, who knows. what happened to the Shapeshifter? So people are also saying that it might be an alien or an alien that the people were working on. So I can maybe see that. He does look pretty weird, and from what I know, it wasn't something that what's his name, Stanford made. So we don't really know that much yet. So, and the last time we saw him, he got frozen in the freezers, and he just went and turned into Dipper and made that face. That's the last time we saw him, and you think we might have saw him during We Were Again, but we didn't. He stole down there, ordering the credits. So I kind of wonder if Stanford knows he's down there or not, because he's the one who had him for a while. So what do you know? So I don't really know that much about the Shapeshifters, so there's really enough to say about that. Sherman. So I just talked about Sherman a few minutes ago, but so I won't spend too much time on it. But we just didn't really know too much about Sherman, other than he was just Dipper and Mabel's grandparents. Did he know all about this mystery stuff and all that? Where is he? Is he dead? Is he alive? We don't know anything about this guy, and just who knows? And a lot of people are saying that Sherman might be a girl, but I doubt that because for Sherman's age, if he was around this Grungle Stanzies and Fortes, he would be around 70 or so, and it was really, really rare for a woman to keep her last name. Or, to keep her last name. So, and even today, it's pretty rare for her to keep her last name, because it isn't common. They usually take the man's last name. So, and because if they didn't keep the last name, Dipper and Mabel's last name wouldn't be fine. So I'm pretty sure Sherman is a guy. He has to be. So I just don't see any other way. Stanford's money. This is kind of a weird one I want to talk about. It's kind of why maybe Stanley didn't use Stanford's money, but it could come up with a possible just logical explanation. But it seems that Stanford got a lot of money because he got tons of PhDs, so he probably had a ton of scholarships. So he got lots of money over the years and was able to build all of those things, the bunker, the underground, all that stuff. So that may have been where all his money has gone, but how would he feed himself or anything like that? Does he have no money left at all? I mean, I guess he could get some money pretty easily, but still, we don't really know. And Stanley could have went and taken his account too, because he took his life, but he didn't. He didn't seem to have any money left, so we really don't know. But I'm guessing it's just maybe he didn't have that much money, so that's why Stanley had to go and make the mystery shack and all. So that's my best guess on it. Carla. We really don't know that much about Carla, other than that she was just Stanley's girlfriend for a while, and she got attracted by that hippie dude. Some people were saying that it might have been gnomes, because when the hippie guy went up, he had a trail of a rainbow. So a lot of people were saying that it might have been a gnome. So we still don't know that, and we just don't know enough about Carla too. People are also saying that she might be Gideon's mother. I don't know about that. They guess look a tiny bit similar, but it's just, I don't think so. They don't look too similar to me, and the hippie guy didn't look anything like Bud did, so I don't think I'm going with that one. It's just, I'm not going with it. It doesn't make any sense to me. Next is fingers. So this one is it could kind of be debated just because on the art style and all. So in the show, everyone seems to have different fingers. Stanford has 6. People like Stanley and Ford, Seuss and other people like Gideon have 5 fingers, while Dipper, Mabel, Wendy, and some others have 4. So it could just be based on the art style because drawing 5 fingers on a tiny character isn't easy. It gets a little hard. So a lot of people are just saying usually with the people who have bigger hands are going to have 5 fingers, and the people who have smaller hands are going to have 4 fingers. And I can kind of see that, but then you have Gideon who has small hands and he has 5 fingers. And then a lot of the adults have 4 fingers. It's just weird. And I once read a theory that it has to do with innocence. The more innocent you are, the less fingers you have. So that means Dipper and Mabel are the most innocent. People like Seuss and Stanley are pretty serious, but still have some innocence in them. And then Stanford is of course the most serious. So I can sort of see that, but I can also see why it just may be the art style. It is something that's a little bit more creative because most shows just usually only have characters with 4 fingers or 5 fingers. Sometimes they'll have like a god or something with 5 fingers, but other than that, it's usually just 4 most of the time. But that fingers can go either way. So that's pretty much it for my theories or unsolved stuff. So right now it's just like a few things that are left that I would have wanted to see or people are talking about. So Dipsifica. I was really hoping to see at least a little Dipsifica in the final, but there was really none. They didn't really have any communication at all, not really any. So it was really disappointing. I mean, I think Dipper and Mabel had more contact. Not Dipper and Mabel, Dipper and Pacifica. Getting tongue-tied. Just Pacifica and Mabel. I think they had much more talking to each other than Dipper and Pacifica did. So I guess you could say that they could continue it later on, which I'll get to in a minute. But who knows? It seems to just end with more Dipper and Wendy, because she gave him her hat and she took his hat, so it was kind of disappointing not seeing it, but what are you going to do? It's just, I don't think Alex is the person who really likes to go and focus on shipping that much. He wants to focus on the real story other than shipping, but maybe we'll find out another day. The statue scene at the very end. So, at the very, very end of the credits, you see a statue of Bill Cipher, and it's real. It's a real statue. So I guess they went and made a real statue and put it somewhere. And a lot of people are saying that supposedly it is a real statue somewhere because the little code thing says that something about buried treasure and being somewhere. So people are saying that somewhere in Oregon there is a statue, and underneath it is a treasure full of goodies. Just stuff of who knows, maybe original scripts for Gravity Falls, original drawings, DVDs, toys, and other stuff. And there may be something that, and probably a note by Alex himself that says, "Congratulations on finding the treasure. Why not have lunch?" And he has his phone number on there or something. Just, I mean, I don't know if Alex and his team would really go this far, and just, it seems kind of weird, but if there is really a treasure out there, it's kind of weird to think. Just, there's going to be all these people looking out for this statue somewhere. Too bad I don't live in Oregon, but if it was in Missouri, maybe I would go on a little searching just to see if it was real. Just, it would be pretty weird, but a part of me wants it to be real, and a part of me doesn't. It just sounds kind of weird, but the statue did look pretty cool. I really liked how it looked, but the picture was also kind of blurry. But it just pretty much had the statue and all the leaves were blowing in the wind. It looked pretty cool. I liked it, but sorry, if there is a statue out there and you live in Oregon and you think there might be one there, go look for it. Who knows? Maybe there is one out there. People are now asking Alex if there is one there. If he confirms it, I'll just be like, really? Really? Wow. So, it will be interesting if it is real, but we might find out in a few weeks, and we might find out never. Who knows? Graphic novels. Even though the series is probably never going to come back for a third season, I would love for it to continue into graphic novels, even if it was only one. Just maybe focus on the next summer and have a bunch of new mysteries, or focus on mysteries that haven't been solved, have some new shippings and old shippings, things like that. Just, there's tons of other things they could do with it, and the best thing is, they could get away with a lot more things because it won't be airing on TV. It doesn't have to be a gore fest or anything, but they could have a little bit more blood. They could maybe even have some cursing in it. Hell, they can even have a little hint about those two gay cops in it, because it was pretty clear throughout the whole series that they were gay. And just the way that they talk to each other and stuff is, normal best friends don't talk that way to each other. So it was pretty clear that they were gay. Just, there was no denying it. But maybe you can have a hint towards their marriage or something in a graphic novel, because that could probably get past the censors, I guess, if there are graphic novel censors. They could get away with a lot more things, and because of that, it could be just maybe closer to the Gravity Falls that Alex wanted, unless that is just one he always wanted to air on TV. So I would just love for it to go and continue on just graphic novels, because there's just so much more to do, because ending after 2 seasons just seems pretty short to me, and I just think going and making some graphic novels at least would be pretty cool, because they're doing that for Invader Zim right now for comics. So I think if it works for Invader Zim, they could do for Gravity Falls. Have them return the next summer, or even 5 years later where they're now adults. They could change the characters a little, have Dipper have a goatee, maybe have Gideon lose weight, maybe have Seuss maybe become a new Uncle Stan by being obsessed with money. Just, there are lots of things they could really do with it. Maybe they can even have Bill Cipher return and redeem himself or something. So I would just love it for it to go and come back in graphic novel form. It'd be really cool if it does, but I think the chances are it's not going to be too soon, because Alex wants to focus probably on his new show first. So, but if it does, I'll buy the graphic novel in a heartbeat. It's just like, yeah, shoving people aside just to get it. So I'm thinking also about making a video on the Gravity Falls timeline on the Wikia. So I might do that. It's going to take some time to go and do it, because there's a lot of entries, and I'll have to get the all the spelling right and everything and whatever. So, and I also made a reaction video, but the stupid thing got blocked. It's amazing how screwed up the copyright system is right now. It's just, I watched the new Nostalgia Critic earlier, and it's just about how the copyright system is broken, and it was a really good video. Just, it sucks. It was only a few minutes of my video. I guess I could delete it and put it back up, but it was a moment I really liked. It had a moment I kind of liked in it, but if I had to take it out, I'll take it out. Maybe it's not that big of a deal. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and what do you think your theories are, and things like that? Do you have any more theories that haven't been tested, or any theories that were never answered? What is it? So, and would you like for Gravity Falls to be into graphic novel form, or do you think that statue is real? Who knows? So, with Gravity Falls, you never know. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you have a great day. Take care.